when you're trading, which of the tools do you like the best? Do you use the region? Do you use the ray, the wedge type trade? Do you use bar close? Do you use stealth? Which is your favorite go-to tool on there? Region and ray. Okay, that's what I kind of thought. That's what I'm going to. Oh, region, bar close, and ray. Okay. Well, when we develop the Ninja 8 Object Trader, we're going to go with region, that wedge, and bar close first. I kind of figured that's pretty much what everybody would like. By the way, if you get this video, you're going to find out that recorder didn't start until after the disclaimer was off, but I'll just say it now. We always put up a standard disclaimer letting everybody know that you trade at your own sole discretion and all that, and I did go over that. But for some reason, GoToWebinar's still giving some kind of headaches because the recorder had some kind of a pause on it, and it just started recording at about 3 or 4 minutes ago. But anyway, that's okay. Still got plenty of webinar to talk. Okay, does everybody see though how even without bars on this chart, I can still make money? Because all I did is I diagnosed my chart. I made sure that I knew which direction the chart was going to go. Now, if this was to break down below, like right here, to give an example, I would probably rethink the situation and more than likely be looking for possible breakdowns, but it would have to break, pull back, kiss, and roll. Okay? And it didn't do that. So we're still okay on our trade. Now, notice we're not moving swiftly on the trade. So it's just, it's just a little trade in the middle of the night, so to speak. And I'll speed it up a little bit and see if it'll actually give us something. Oh, got a little loss again. Let's see if it'll go on up. Is it going to take us out? There it's going. Let's see if it goes. Notice how it's kissing right on top of that swing right there. Look at that. Now it's all the way up $280 and then wow, nice little trade. Everybody see how you can make some money just using these tools? I mean, if you think about it, if you were trading last night for an hour and a half, you would have, been up about $320 with just, a couple of contracts. And obviously, you'd want to bring your stop, somewhere like under here or even under here. Depends if you wanted to, have a little bit of wiggle room, so to speak. Bring your stop just under there. Now it would be under here. Everybody see that? Just like that. Okay. Now, asking that same question, okay, now if you weren't in this, by the way, we just got taken out. I forgot to move my target, but that's a $690 trade. That is not too shabby. Let's put our predictor up and see if we can get another trade just for the fun of it. I'm going to take a chance that already hit that. Okay, and I'm going to put my stop just in the middle because I'm using it without bars. Okay, and without bars, I'm having to guess a little bit more that lightning was really up there, and it was. See there how it came down to predictor, and I just simply grabbed it. Okay, that's how you can really draw on your charts and make some, pretty decent coin actually. Now, could you also use this? Let's say, for instance, that this decided just to head up. Let's just go ahead and buy like even a couple of more if this takes this out. Let's just go ahead and do it for the fun of it. All right. Now, let's go ahead and show how you can draw on your charts with Object Trader to even take the trade off the table. See where the lows are along in there? Couldn't you set a wedge? Like so? And just go underneath those lows? Like so? Well, we would have already been taken out, wouldn't we? You can clearly see that I was doing that right. I'm just running this a little bit too fast. It's running 200 times. So it looks like we'll probably get stopped out. But let's go ahead and close it out real quick. Notice how if you drew that wedge, though, and you had taken both contracts off, you would have actually taking this off right here on a closed bar. See, just drawing on your charts. Now, could we go ahead and draw on our charts again? Anybody? Let's see if we can. We may have missed it, but let's try it. Let's just try it. Draw on our chart. It may already be above that, but we'll find out. If it goes above it, I'm going to hit long anyway. Looks like we're going to be okay. Everybody see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to teach you how to see, to draw these lines in real time and to be able to, we're going to go into some boxing in and things like that too, but we'll go to the actual chart when we do that. It'd be harder to box this in right now. I'm using a wedge because I can kind of see what's going on with my prices. Let's see if we get anything on this. I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to go 3, but then I'm going to put a fairly tight stop on it. Let's see if this is going to work. I wasn't up at 5 o'clock, by the way. So I don't know what this did, but I know at the open, we got a short. Everybody remember that? We didn't stay long at all. Let's speed this up just a little bit. See if we can get us a trade. Now, what direction would we be wanting to go in right now? Anybody? Still long, right? There you go. You just got you a trade. See how it crossed that line? Okay. Now, lightning's a little lagged on it because it's got to actually draw above these swings. But you'll notice that you could easily put your stop like right under here, to give an example. Now, that's a little bit of a stop right now. That's 17 ticks. That's $500. Okay, but if we'll go ahead and break up a little bit, we'll go ahead and take it a little bit tighter. Let's see if it breaks up. Still breaking above our line. Still above our line, isn't it? And like I said, I'd put my stop just underneath the swing, which it is. Exit on close. And look at that. It's still breaking. So if it breaks this swing over here, couldn't we go ahead and put our stop underneath this swing here? Well, we already went to break even. Look at that. Because we got our trigger set at 20. Now let's see if we can do that same thing. We've got 1 on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just add 2 for the fun of it because I want to show you how to use this wedge to actually get out of a trade if my trend line is broken. See how nice that trend line is right now? I could go ahead and draw my trend line like that even. And if I wanted to get out of 2 of those, I could just simply do like touch +2. If it goes below that line, it would get me out of 2 of my contracts. And my stop would also take me out if it happens to come down even lower. Everybody see how you can draw on those charts? It's pretty amazing, actually. And like I said, notice that we don't have any prices on here at all. This is technically the way we're looking at these charts in that room. I basically just block out those bars in my mind as much as I can and take those lines and draw them based on those swings. There you go. You just looks like it's going to take touch +2. Did it take touch +2 yet? We got our wedge on. Let's see if it does. Might not have closed below it. We'll find out. Or not closed, but yeah, we got it on exit on close on the stop only, but the wedge should take it out 2 contracts. We'll see. That's if it breaks it. Reposition it now. And we'll take, yeah, still 2 off. Let's see what it does. Anybody have any questions on this so far? How easy this might be to make a big difference in your trading? Learn to kind of block out the bars and see the swings. Because once you teach yourself to see these swings the way they are, you're going to make a world of difference in your trading. Let's speed this up again. This is slow. Got it going about 20 times. With this market replay, this may not get my wedge, possibly. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of the wedges, and we'll put another one up there. And let's see, we'll go with even inside that. We'll just see if it takes us out at all. There we go. We're down to 1. Okay? Now notice how by using that little trend line like that, now keep in mind, if you don't want out of this trade this early, you don't have to. Okay? Because all I did is I broke a trend line. Okay? Now, let me ask you a quick question, because about 7 something, we actually went short on oil, remember? Now this is actually at about 6:15 in the morning right here. And this was pretty much when it had probably made its last, big move, and then it was ready to do some consolidation. But if you look at this chart, does everybody see that you've got a high here, a low here, and a much higher high here? This is my left side of the chart. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this right here. So we'll just have lightning 1. All right, notice how you have high, low, higher high, right? See that green line right there? Now that's telling me that if they break this by very much, that more than likely we would be able to look for short if it broke. And you could, of course, box it in, right? Okay. Now that gives you the ability. Let's say that, for instance, you wanted to go ahead and use this box, but not just take the break. That's kind of like, okay, it's going to come down a little bit, it's going to come back up and kiss, and it's going to roll over. Okay? So instead of drawing just a box like this, I can actually use my real box, which is my region, okay? And then just simply set it. And of course, I'd have this probably on a separate chart, if I was looking for something like this. Everybody see what I'm talking about here? Just drawing on your charts. You'll be surprised. You'll actually be able to get in some decent trades if you had one chart set, with like a region break, a trend line, to give an example. Let's just do a trend line on this too. Let's see what a trend line would look like. We're pretty much going under here like this so far. And see, it's already breaking that trend line a little bit, isn't it? But are you really going short until you take this out? And what's the answer on that? Anybody? No, you're not. Okay? But it doesn't mean that this isn't going to go ahead and go up. You got a high, you got a low, you got a higher high. So let's see what it does with our 1 contract. I'll speed it up. I'm going 500 times now, so it's pretty quick. It's going to stop us out? Nope, didn't stop us. Didn't stop us. Stop still under the swing. Looks like it might get us. It got us. Okay? Now watch this as this actually goes. This is getting closer to when we open the room up here. See that 8 o'clock stuff right there? Now, if we had a box on the chart like we do in the room each day, let me just bring the actual chart over so you can see it. And lo and behold, look what happened. See that box right there? Now, what if you didn't really trust that? Can everybody see where you could actually literally box this in where you could trust it? Let me show you. I'll draw the swings. Does everybody see here where you had a high, you had a low, you had a higher high, but just barely? But could you have actually, if you didn't trust this white box right here, couldn't you have reboxed it like that? If you didn't trust that, then what about a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low? You could box it like that. Okay? Now, that's just trading the right side of the chart. Now, when I look at the left side of the chart, I see a low, kind of a thrust, retrace, thrust, So I see a high, a low, not a higher high. So this is not even established yet, but this is right here is telling me that if they break this, they're pretty much going to head down. Okay? But when we get in that room in the morning, has anybody noticed this? That they can go up all night like this? We talk about this a lot. And you can actually get some of these trades like this. Some of our people were short on this from earlier. Now, I called the short after I got my go-to webinar and, in the room and disclaimer and all that, when it broke support. Okay. You could also do it as it broke support here. Okay. Because you do have a first time into Phantom on these trades like this. But keep in mind that first time into Phantom was right here. See it? That's your line 2. And it went up here and you still got a lower high. So, if you happen to have shorted this on Time Trader, you got about 10 ticks before you even got to this line. That's why I was kind of irritated at GoToWebinar this morning, because I like to get my Time Trader set up and going. But if you have to restart Ninja, it's not set up. You have to reset up everything. Okay? Because, the whole idea is with ObjectTrader is you're going to basically use it, in real-time trading. So that had already happened there. So we had to pretty much, just regroup. Let's see. So set up the trade in advance. You can do that. Absolutely. Now, notice here that, see, you're right back at that Phantom again right here. Remember, I even mentioned in the room this morning, if this broke here, we were going to come down to here. So, this was actually what I consider to be quite a late trade. But could you actually, even now, box that in? And if it does happen to go out of that little box right there, could you actually still get the trade? It's bouncing off of it so far. But remember, this was already short here from the box. And a lot of times I even like I say, touch plus 2, because touch plus 2 will get you in the trade a little quicker than bar close. But when we draw on our charts, like in the room, we're not going to catch every single trade at the exact optimum moment, because unfortunately, if you get them so tight that you think you can do that you got too many fakes. Like I'm pretty sure Charles got faked at least twice this morning on Russell. Or was it? It might have been YM. Might have been YM. But he does like anybody does. You just kind of test the water at first. You don't go in with multiple contracts right off. Because testing the water can't kill you, but going in with 5 or 10 contracts and it goes against you can hurt. Okay. But see, now you have a high, you have a low, you have a lower high over here. And if they break this, you've now got a lower low. So could you box it in right there? Yes, you could. Okay. But keep in mind that if you did that, I would probably still, I'd kind of put my stop with power meter 1, just in case it decided to take out that little swing. Okay. That way you don't get hurt on the trade. Okay. How many of you traded oil today, by the way? Oil just kept heading down. I know Charles missed it. I think he got that very, very last trade before we closed the room. And I'm pretty sure we closed right at 10 o'clock like always. And there was a decent little pullback that oil got a little yellow bar probe, I'm pretty sure. But the whole idea of why we designed ObjectTrader like this was because of drawing on your charts. Because this is drawing on your charts. I mean, for instance, let's say I'm in 3 right here. That's probably enough. Let's go ahead and take like 1 off just for the fun of it, because I want to show you how you could even add on this if you wanted to. Okay. If you saw that this was going to take out full support, to give an example, could you even add to the trade if you wanted to? And you could draw in advance. What about a trend line? Well, it's already broken that trend line. Okay. Could you even say, you know what? I might even add if it goes in the top of that box, which means that touch plus 2 inside that box would actually fire 1. Okay. I think drawing on your charts is absolutely critical to making money. And if you just draw on them and you don't take the trades, then, you'll miss out on some really, really good trades. Because sadly, when markets decide to drop, to give an example, they don't always come back and kiss. I wish they would. I mean, all of us would give anything if they just do that all the time, but they don't. Now let's look here. This should actually come back and kiss right there, looking to the left to trade the right. See that little swing there it's looking at? Could I actually move my box more to where that support is, just in case they break it? Sure. See if we get one more contract. Or we'll get stopped out. We'll put it on exit on close. Yeah, Shane, if you get faked out a lot, what I'd highly recommend would be to really draw on your charts the way we teach it and everything. For instance, I'm pretty sure in the room this morning, I called this little long right here on line 2. And I'm pretty sure some of our people got a nice little trade because if I remember right, it went up here to about that swing looking to the left to trade the right there, or possibly that one there. Okay, now if it goes in my box, you see you already got 3. Okay. But if you are getting faked out a lot, what I'd highly recommend doing is don't go as much for aggressively trading it as you do a little bit more conservative. Because aggressive trading, you can get stopped out, and then you're going to find that you're chasing your tail to get back. But when we talk about boxing in, I like to personally short like good resistance areas. I like to buy good support areas. For instance, if I was in this thing with 3 contracts, I'd probably take one off the moment it hit that line right there, just in case it bounced. That way you're not just giving up the whole trade if it decides to go back. But see, if this was to come down here, you could go ahead and take one off. But couldn't you also do that with our tool called, well, even region as far as that goes? How about this? We'll do off the bottom, 1 long inside, touch plus 2, and we'll take one off if it happens to not just blow through that box. That's how drawing on your charts can really work right there. Okay, notice that I'm going to take one off if it happens to get within 2 ticks and go 1 tick back. See, it's coming close. You'll notice that you got 3 on. If it comes within 2 ticks and bounces, you'll lose 1. You just lost 1 because it came within 2 ticks and bounced. Okay, and then of course you can actually go to break even about any time you want after that. Now, if anybody remembers this morning, oil pretty much fell pretty decently after this, and it didn't really give you a chance to get back in at all as far as our minimum criteria. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Our minimum criteria, if you missed a trade, is line 2 to stealth. You want to at least touch line 2, break line 2, and even break stealth if at all possible. But at least break line 2 and roll over, and you can still take a trade, but you got to be careful because that's already done a thrust. Okay? And notice how line 2 is kind of meandering down. And see, it never even got close to it. And that's irritating if you miss a trade. By far, it's irritating. Sometimes you just have to, hit the market order and, hope and pray that it's heading on down anyway. But we don't trade like that. We actually watch the swings. If I wasn't in this trade, I wouldn't dare touch it until at least came close to that line right there. And that could be drawing on my charts. Okay. Let's say that I wanted to get in this trade and I wanted to, hopefully I can get it. And we'll do sniper on this one instead. and I'll hit enter. And now if this gets within 2 ticks of line 2, then it will go ahead and fire a trade, but I'll have to keep moving this, see, because that line 2 moves. That would be my minimum criteria, for like a rollover. Okay. Now notice that oil didn't do that this morning. It just kept dropping. Does anybody remember when oil actually did its first little retrace? Because I called it in the room this morning when it went to what? Another tool that we like to use, and it's like drawing on your chart. See how that just got you in? Came to line 2. That's a touch plus 2. Now, was that a risky trade? Absolutely, that's a risky trade because it's already thrust way down. So would you do it with more than like one contract? Probably not, because that's literally shorting a thrust. Okay, your trade is right up here at predictor. You can reset sniper and you could look for a predictor type trade, right? Let's see if drawing on our charts pays off. We're in 1. Notice predictor's still where it was. If it draws another predictor, I'll move it. But how about this? We got a tool called predictor. I can actually I'm going to go ahead and just move that. We've got a tool called predictor, and it should take this trade if it goes up to a predictor. Now, it hadn't yet. See, there's another predictor drawing right there. Is it going to get it? It won't if it goes out of time. That was right after the open. There's another predictor. Well, the way we got that one, we actually went through a predictor to the downside. So if you don't use the require midband, you can actually also get a trade if it goes into the top of the predictor. So be careful of that, because I got that trade on the wrong side of it. There's my trade right there. We see that predictor trade? Look at that. That's what drawing on your charts can actually do for you. Of course, I'd put my stop, I think, pretty much just above that swing right there. Like so. Exit on close. And just when you think this thing's gone down, all it's going to go down, markets do what markets want to do. You always want to run a runner or even 2, okay? Because that way you can just really get the gusto on these trades, okay? And keep in mind that not only can we draw on our charts, but we can also put our trail stops on our charts too. I got that going about 200 times. Let's slow it down just a little bit. So could we draw on our charts and, for instance, take out one of these if we wanted to? We could just go to like region and put a region on the chart like so. That's a little swing they're trying to make right there. So let's put a stop only if it takes it out by 2 ticks, if it identifies it. Let's see if it identifies it. Otherwise, I'm going to go right up here. Everybody see why? Because this swing is pretty much identified. Even though it hadn't closed below it, that's still a little bit more identified for sure than this one is. Everybody see that? Let's see if we get rid of one at all. We'll find out. Not identified yet. Now we do have it protecting us though if it happens to go up. There we go. That's identified now. Isn't it close to it? Couldn't you then move this? And then move it again if this happens to become the identified? Right now it's not. See there? And there you just took one off. It's that easy to draw on your charts with ObjectTrader and take some of these great trades like this. Now let's see. this looks like resistance to me up here and here. So if it goes up there or through the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and take one, but I'm going to manipulate my drawing as I'm trading here. If this goes up and gives me a swing, I'm going to pull it up here. Otherwise, it's going to go ahead and give us a trade through the bottom of it. We'll see. There we go. So hopefully it's going to go up. That's what I want it to do. I could go ahead and put my box there like that. Looking to the left to trade the right, I've got a swing here that they haven't checked yet, like so. So if they come to mid-band, I could add one, or I could add one if they come out the bottom of that little box. Phantom trade, Robert S., on your question. Remember, a phantom trade is only through certain criteria. I'll go ahead and go over those tonight a little bit too. And also, just to let everybody know, the only reason we haven't actually released the Ninja 8 just yet is because that template that you have to add, I'm trying to make sure that it's going to be an easy transition if people want to use Ninja 8 like that. Because you basically have to make sure that template's in there, or it's going to come back with an error saying that you didn't have everything you needed to install our scripts. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't get 500 phone calls on that. So I'm still working on that with even with the programmer. I'd like for him to literally build it into it where it'll just automatically put it in. And I think we're going to get that. Could you actually, if you were in this right now, could you put this like, say this, for instance? What if they come up to like here and you wanted to add one? Well, what do y'all think? That's a predictor. What do you think? I'd say it's okay. It's also a region, and I can also manipulate my box with lightning. See, right now you've got a high right at predictor, so it looks like we're probably going to get the bottom trade instead. I don't like that one as much. There you go. You just got it. Ready to see how I just manipulated the box? You can use it on your charts in real time. And just make sure you turn one of these back on if you want. You know, for instance, if I wanted out of one of these, if like, say it happened to even come back to like there, and I wanted to go ahead and take one or two off, I could even do something like that. If it goes inside my box, let's just go inside like that. If it goes inside that box, I could take a couple off. If it doesn't go inside the box, I don't have to take anything off. Pretty good way to manipulate your charts and use the actual tools in ObjectTrader to draw on your charts. Okay, let me show you why, Robert, on that, because you know this is just going over some trades that we actually called, and this one here was called this morning, just right after the market opened. I had a line drawn on the chart, just like it's drawn now. We talked about this trade and also this trade right here. And if a person missed it, I can tell you this, that oil actually pretty much kept heading down, didn't it? I mean, it just kept heading down even after we closed the room. Does anybody remember it? See how you still kept all three by just simply having that box drawn in the proper spot? Could you draw it again like right there? Just in case we want to get out of a couple of them. It just bounced off a predictor. Take two off. Nope, didn't lose them. See there? Now we did. See how we just lost them just then? All right, let's see if we can get, we'll add them back. See if we can get them. I wanted to move that quicker. That's okay. There you go. That was a little later than I wanted to actually get right underneath that swing, but I've got it moving too fast. So let me show Robert where we talk about those phantoms like that. Okay. Keep in mind that a phantom is only after certain criteria are met. Okay, let's go back a little ways. Okay, so what you want to do, let's go back to, right here is good enough. Okay, basically what you go from is you go from one midband extreme to the next, or a ratchet in the direction of your trend either way. Okay, so in other words, when this went from short to long, see where the midband changed? This is your phantom right down here. This is actually a true phantom trade that I take and call all the time. Okay, now I found that when they do line 2 and bounce but don't take out the top, that this is the second phantom trade right down here at line 1. And that works quite often too. Okay, now what you're looking for the next time is you either want to ratchet up, which it barely did. Okay, you get your red background, all bets are off. Okay, you don't have to take the phantom now because you got a red background. Now you've got magenta. So which phantom are you looking for, Robert? Let's just go a few bars at a time and tell me if you see the phantom. I can tell you this, the phantom's going to be up here. Didn't get it. No big deal. Did do a beautiful mid-bar probe, didn't it? There's a new session. There's a phantom right there. See there? It didn't quite get to phantom though. Let's not call that one a phantom. Let's see if we can get a phantom. That was a box in blue bar probe, deep bar probe, but it wasn't a phantom. Okay, it ratcheted down, so you're looking for this phantom again. Didn't get it because it changed green. See how you never got it, never touched line 6, and when it did touch line 6, you never were able to box it in. So now it's green. Now it's got your midband that's this color. Once it's this color, you're looking for your phantom down here, line 2 to line 1. Never did get it. Got that monster move. Almost a phantom, but not quite. Almost a phantom, but not quite. There's your phantom right there. And that went up a little bit, so it got a decent little trade. And then it broke down. So where's your phantom now? It'd be up in here. No phantom. Now keep in mind, phantom is only a certain type of trade. This has had monster trades, which I called in the room this morning, called this one and this one. And let's see if we got a phantom later. Well, we hadn't got one yet. Now see if we get a phantom. I'll just go ahead and kill this, and we'll just see if we can get a phantom trade. I want to do that. All right, let's do it. I'll fast forward this so you can see if we get a phantom. Now, what would it take to get a trend change on this chart, by the way? See that low, that high, that higher low? If they broke this right here, could this actually break to the upside? Anybody? Well, it could, but it's not so far, right? So we're fine. We're not looking for a longs yet until it breaks plus pulls back. So let's see what it does. Still heading down. Still heading down. Now, where's your, if this was to decide to break up again, where's your swing that it would break up? Well, pretty much still right across there, isn't it? For right now. Let's keep it going. Starting to get higher lows. What do y'all think? Think it's going to be a trend change? Well, could you do like we teach? Box it in. There's a swing right there looking left to trade to right. I'd be a little bit cautious on it if it was to decide to break up. and probably only do like 2. But as far as shorting it, I'm going to look to the left to trade the right also. And let's see here. It's going to have to take out this swing right here, see it, to go to the downside, or possibly even this trend line. Now, unfortunately, with Object Trader, I can't use both. I can only use one at a time. I did this little trade after we closed the room, by the way. I saw it happening. I saw that higher low. I was actually short, you know, from earlier and everything. Was trying to protect my profit, and I thought, if it takes this out, I'm out. But I didn't flip it, obviously, but it took it out. And then I actually boxed this trade right here. Anytime they go above the mid-band like that, if you think you're getting faked out, though, like, let's see, who was saying that just a minute ago? Shane, then don't make your box so tight. Because, for instance, at the open of the market, this is how tight we'd put this box. See it right there? And I'd probably put it, can't really see that inside that green. Yeah, you don't really have a lightning swing yet, but if it makes a lightning swing, I'd put to the short side if it happens to break that also. Okay? So if that's too tight, then the best way to do it is let it go ahead and break up a little bit first. Now there's you a lightning swing right there if it takes out this top. Didn't do it. It's going to probably check right here first. Seeing it actually broke up. And I would put a really nice tight stop just in case, simply because you don't know for a fact that this is going up until it takes out this swing over here. But oil actually did. It was amazing after the room closed. You know, been going down all night, at least when I got to trading it earlier, and then it just shot up like a bird. But let me ask a quick question. When they take out micro, secondary, and medium, aren't you still looking that very possibly this could be nothing but a retrace? So the best way to protect your trade, you know, for instance, you're long on this trade right here. Could you clearly see that you got swings right underneath here that you could reposition this wedge? Draw on your chart. And if that happens to take out that wedge, could you actually get out of both contracts? And the answer is yes. Because, you know, the overall trend on this thing, until it takes out this swing right across here, is still down. Okay? See, if you drew lightning 3, you'd see it. It's taking this one out here just barely. Okay? But if you draw on your charts, you'll find out. Now, would I go ahead and short this if this rolled over? Well, probably if it took out this line, because this is a little phantom trade. Okay? But if you're long already on it, what you're just going to do is you're going to close out the contracts you got. You press close a lot, Shane? Well, one thing about it, if you actually get out of a trade, you know, prematurely too many times, you'll find yourself not getting a good runner. You know, I personally like to draw trend lines on my chart, my trading chart, and I like to use PM to get out of a trade. Now, sometimes that's going to be too early, especially when they're really running them. But a person can clearly see that lightning is heading up right now, right? There's your swing. Well, we've got trail stops for that called lightning. And a person can simply hit their space bar and do your lightning swing. Your lightning swing's way down here. You can do a lightning 1 if you want. Let's see what it looks like. Lightning 1 would be right there. And then what I usually do is just take it down a few ticks underneath the lightning swing and then engage the trail. And you'll see it engage right with those dots. Okay? That way you can stay in a trade a good long time, even with a couple of contracts. But keep in mind, if that came all the way back there, that'd still cost me about $200 of those or possibly more. But look where it'll actually get you out, though. Watch this lightning. See, there you go. You just got taken out. Okay, with my trend line. Now, what I like to do when I draw a trend line, and I've showed this before in webinars, don't make it so tight like that. You know, what I usually do is draw it under the lows and then drag it out about a ½ inch or so, and you'll be amazed, as a rule, you'll stay in a trade more like to that top, like that. Okay? Does anybody remember, did oil actually at this point just start heading up, 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 up? Anybody? It really didn't, did it? This was just a retracement on a huge run. But watch your swings and everything, and you'll see when you could actually, you know, for instance, say you could have shorted that line if you wanted to. You definitely short it when it breaks here, if it breaks here. See it right there? If it retraces back to mid-band, you could short it, see, because that's actually a little phantom to mid-band, and it's still heading down, isn't it? Not up. Because all that was a little retracement. Could you also use your trend line to actually short these or little boxes? Sure. Just use the little tools just the way we designed them. Anybody trade oil after it did this earlier? Now, Bob, I'm going to show you real quick again. You were asking about the phantom trade. Let me show you, and I'm going to go real fast so you can see if you can see a phantom set up. Now, first off, before we go any further, what side of the phantom will we be looking for? Anybody? Well, you went from long to short on your mid-band, so you'd be looking for which phantom? You'd be looking for the short side, which is up here, between line 6 and 7. Okay, so let's see if we can find a phantom at all. May not get one, but usually do. Sometime before close, we probably would. I'll get ready to sell it if I see the phantom. Could you actually go ahead and put you a little region box there? Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll put it up at the phantom area. See if we get a phantom. That'd be line 6 if we get a phantom. Could you also be ready just in case it decides to break like here, to give an example? Sure. Is it going to get our phantom? Oh, wait. Forgot to turn that one on. We got a phantom, but we just missed our phantom. That's all right. We'll take the bottom of the box if it happens to do it. I didn't like that one. Everybody see what I didn't turn on? If it gives me a little better than that, well, it looks like it's not going to. It's going to give us this one. There you go. Okay, everybody knows I missed the phantom right here, and we took more of a breakout trade. I don't like that trade at all, but if it works, it works, and I guess we'll stick with it. We'll go ahead and put our stop just above the swing, just in case. Did it go ahead and break down? We're going to find out. Not yet. Still not yet on that swing, is it? Now it is. There you go, like that. All right. Now, looking at your charts to actually trade these again, you know, like say tomorrow morning. Now, we've gone over an entire day so far of just oil. And keep in mind, even if you don't trade oil, it's not a big deal. This is just price actions, what we're teaching here. Okay? Wow, that thing was really moving afterwards. Usually, if you get that kind of move, just move your target out of the way. Now, let me ask a quick question. Would you put your stop on oil clear up here at this swing? And the answer is no. Now, that would be, you know, that's a heck of a move down. So what do you think more than likely is going to happen? Well, it's either going to retrace a little bit, like up to line 2, and roll over, or it's possibly going to take us out anyway. So we could actually get ready with a trend line as soon as we get a break. So we'll draw on our chart. I'll go ahead and draw it like through stealth, just for the fun of it so far. See stealth right there? We're in 1. We're going to wait for a minute though, because 1's not going to kill us. We want to see if this will roll over. Might be. Wait till it rolls, because you got to have 2 inflection points to draw this. That'd be good enough for me. Wedge. Just in case they decide to stop us out. And usually, like I say, I like to move it away about a ½ inch. That way it's pretty much following stealth a lot of times like that. You could put your stop at a predictor. Keep in mind that, you know, when you get a thrust down like this, you don't know if it's going to head down much more. Look at that huge thrust. Some kind of news came in on oil, or they just decided to tank it. Because I was trading this earlier this afternoon, and I got to thinking, wow, after that thrust, do I want to go ahead and take my coin? And I went ahead and took it because I was watching this, and I said, you know what? That's a double bottom. They're going to take me out. They're going to go all the way to mid-band or even higher. So I just went ahead and hit the button because it was on, well, I just didn't want to give it back. But if I remember right after that, I kind of regretted it because it did actually go down a little bit further. Went down to there anyway, didn't it? Let's see if we, this is after hours right here, but let's see if I've got enough data, if you can catch the next trade with me. What do you want, a mid-band, or you want to try for a phantom? Anybody? All right, we'll do a mid-band first. Let's draw it. Got a wedge, or actually a region. Let's go ahead and do a region. We'll draw it just where the swing is. You can always back it off just a little bit too. And then we're going to look to the left to trade the right, and we see a swing right across here that they haven't checked. That would be a phantom. Let's see, we're going to do inside and we're going to do outside like that. Let's see if we can get something. Now keep in mind this is after hours, so you probably wouldn't get this. We can get it. I tighten it up. May run out of data first. We're going to find out. Nope, we got it. That's a phantom trade. Put our stop at line 0. And like I said, keep in mind that was after hours, so I'd probably tighten the daylights out of that actually. But it looks like we got a target anyway. Everybody see that? That was like a little line 0 hold on a phantom type trade. And you can move your target out of the way. Now, like I said, keep in mind this is like 6:15 tonight, and it's now paused. Does everybody see how you can probably take this chart right here and more than likely do some of this great trading with it? Let me get these predictors off. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's just see. We got resistance right up here. Looking to the left to trade the right. We got resistance right here. That was a huge thrust, but we don't have a lot of retrace in the meantime, so this is pretty much resistance right here, like so. And they just barely took it out. So is this going to head up or down? What do y'all think? My guess is it's going to start heading back up, but we'll see. I'd be looking for this trade right here. If it had come down and kissed that swing that it hadn't checked, it checked that one, it checked this one here, see it? Checked that one, hadn't checked that one. So this is pretty much my little sweet spot. Like that. And I'd probably do something like this, just in case they decided to break down. And I'd bring this more like this, that they haven't checked yet. And so I'd go long outside and short outside, and whichever trade fired. Obviously the long would fire if it comes down and gets within a couple of ticks of this. It would fire anyway. We don't have any data to show it, but that's where I'd be looking. Let's look at the chart and see what it looks like. I'll go ahead and close this. So what do y'all think? It's got support right here. Anybody have any data on that after that? I just about bet you that it went up and tested this top right here and probably bounced off of right across here. See how it's tested that swing there, right there. It hadn't tested that swing there. So I bet you it bounced right in through here. So I would probably go long on this trade right across here and right there. Something like that. And somebody tell me if you could, if I would have been okay on that trade. Let's kill the short. Does everybody see? Did this actually go up after we still got some more data? Anybody? It did, didn't it? That's what I thought. Okay. How could you tell that? Anybody? Well, look to the left and trade the right. It was heading down, heading down, heading down. It took out the secondary swing right across here. It's kissing mid-band. Okay. So I would probably more than likely now, if this decided to not get me long, let's say for instance that it didn't go ahead and go long here and it took out the swing across here, I'd probably short it. Okay. That would be more boxing it in a little bit more conservatively to the short side, because they're just looking like they want to take this up, especially with that green background. It bounced off of 69.55. Okay. Did it bounce off of it and come back down? Or did it bounce up to it? Everybody see a little bit more how to draw on your charts using ObjectTrader? Because I hope this webinar helped out a little bit like that. Because if you do learn to see, try to just blot out these bars. I don't particularly like to trade, obviously, with this, because lightning is, a little bit more after the fact, and you'd have a hard time boxing it in as easily without seeing the bars. But you can really see kind of what's going on with these swings. You can really, pretty much get to where you can see a lot better. So boxing it in and trend lines and sniper lines and wedge lines, bar close type trades, that's why we designed all this into ObjectTrader. Regions, bar close, lightning 1, lightning 2, predictor, ray, sniper, stealth, time trade, and the wedge. Okay, and keep in mind that time trader that a lot of our people really like to use is pretty amazing, because if you would have been short with that little white box right there, you could have shorted all day long, because it just kept going down. Even this huge move back up, it still actually took it down further. Now, it doesn't mean that you would hold it for this. Now, there are people that will. that gets short, for instance, and you got your price in way back here, where this was, could you hold something like that with one contract and just not care how much you gave back because you were looking for the overall on it? You could, but I'd still recommend using trend lines and probably get out of that trade somewhere around at least through there. See where it was even breaking that trend line there? It was breaking that trend line if you drew it more like this here, like so. See? So when they start breaking those trend lines, you can definitely go the other direction. Okay, and then if it goes against you at all, just get out quickly. But when they break trend lines, they're usually, heading back the other direction. Did they break a trend line here? Even if you drew it across here like that, or even if you saw this and said, well, I'll finally draw it here. Started breaking up above it, didn't it? So use those tools on your charts. Draw on your charts with ObjectTrader. And if you're newer to ObjectTrader and you don't really know how to use it as much, be sure and go right here to our website. I'm going to go there real quick. And go to that ebook. Very important little book. Bear with me a second. I'm going to log in with my member ID. Okay, I'm in my member area. All right, be sure, if you're not familiar with the type of trades we're talking about here, we've got some little chart legends for ObjectTrader here. This one walks you through everything about how to use the T and B buttons. Okay, we've got a little JPEG here that walks you through how to use the, for instance, if you're using the T and B buttons on anything, rays or anything, we've got a ray tool that you can actually even set like a channel like this. And it's all in the little ebook too. Sniper line setups. This shows you exactly how I was doing that earlier. I'm looking at long outside. Am I looking at long inside down at the bottom? If, for instance, it breaks back inside a box, would I go long? And this shows you different setups for long inside, long outside, long outside, long inside, short outside, short inside, short inside, short outside. And that's based on a 2-tick offset. So you can see exactly how to use that. And then right here is the ebook. And you want to be sure and bookmark that one because this will walk you through everything. Even if you get, double stealths or predictors or something like that, this will walk you through all that. All right. And what we talked about tonight, region types. We talked about using PM for stops even. You can use it for entries or stops. We didn't talk about ray trade. We did use sniper. We didn't use stealth. Time Trader is a great tool. It's simply a region box that draws at a particular time with the close of a bar. And there's the wedge tool right there. Okay, and these are all videos, so just simply click on one and watch 5 to 7, 8-minute video. Okay? Anybody have any final questions before we wrap? I hope this, yeah, there you go. Shane said $1,500 if you actually held all day one contract. Now keep in mind, Shane, that won't happen that often, but if a person was to even use Lightning 3 to give an example, let's real quick go back to this other chart. And I'm going to get rid of Lightning 1. We don't really need it. But what if you used Lightning 3? This was clear back at the open of the market. Lightning 3's heading down, heading down, heading down, heading down. Takes out 70.09. You'd be no more looking for shorts, right? What happens again, though? It starts heading down again, and you're right here at the close of the deal. So could you have stayed with a trade like that all day long? Yeah, you probably wouldn't have, because see what they did right here even is they checked secondary Lightning. There's swing 1, swing 2. Actually, they checked 3. So, no, I wouldn't have stayed with that. Matter of fact, I got that long earlier, which was pretty easy to see with trend lines drawn on your charts. Right in through there. Okay. Well, Shane, one thing about it, though, 20/20 hindsight, keep in mind that the way we teach and trade on this and everything, a person could easily stay with like Lightning 3. Now, once Lightning 3 is broken, I would not stay with, a short, to give an example. See, this was beautiful. Just heading down, heading down, heading down, heading down. When did it break? Right there. So is it better to draw your trends on Lightning rather than the bars? If you can see the trends without the bars, teach yourself on this particular chart. I think helps a lot because, the chart with the bars gets a little bit more noisy, for instance. Here's where we were at the open of the market right here. And, that's a little noisier, but we talked about, this was support when the room opened up. We had a line drawn here. So could a person have shorted that if it broke? Yeah. Boxing in and things, especially it opens. We used to actually just simply go whichever direction stealth went at the open instead of boxes. See where stealth went short right here on about that bar? And if it would have gone green, you would have gone long. Okay, we'll talk some more tomorrow. We'll trade in the room in the morning. Tomorrow probably is not oil inventory day because we had a holiday on Monday. Hope that helped everybody out. And you won't see the standard disclaimer at the first of the deal because for some reason the recorder was set on some kind of a timer or pause. But we did get it within the first 3 minutes, so that's good. All right, thanks everyone. See you in the morning. Good night.